And Shiva asked, "Where is Sati?" So everyone were like pin drops. They were all scared to death. Like, if I tell something, I'm so dead. So no one opened their mouth. Everyone was so quiet. And I think one of the rishis, Shiva just called him in the front and he just put his thumb on the forehead and he saw everything that has happened in that place. Like how Sati fought with his father, how she reacted, and how she burned herself and all that. It made Shiva so damn furious that he did Shiv Tandava. The first thing that he did was to let his emotions just dance on, just play on. Welcome to this conversation with Hurde Arsha. He's a conscious relationship coach who has been really talking to lots of women and men and bringing them to realize who they are. Today we are going to talk about how the masculine energy, which is Shiva, and the feminine energy, which is Shakti, work together as an energy and who they are and how we can become just like them. A small conversation. How exactly a man? Who is this man who's willing to support a woman? And what's the stage he is? And what is the quality the woman should have to receive this support? I like the fact that you say that a man he has the dharma is his portion when it comes to a collaboration situation, whether it's a friendship, relationship, or any other partnership that a man and woman can have. But simply because he has the dharma doesn't mean that he has to come with the ego that she knows everything. Because the other portion of the dharma is vidya, the wisdom which only a woman can bring. And if he knows how to encourage her, and it'll be a space where both of us know who we are and what we are doing together. And that itself, that frame will create a very big harmony because we know what we are doing together. It's not that just one person doing it and the other person is just receiving it. So when that happens, that becomes codependency kind of a relationship. It's not symbiotic. Symbiotic is all about a win-win situation. So in this conversation, I feel like I would like to learn how Shiva and Parvati become symbiotic. What made Shiva and Parvati be Shiva Shakti? How they became this? Who they were and what they did? What was the result? So that's the arc of the whole conversation. So I picked up one particular storyline or the timeline from the Shiva Shakti story. That is when Shiva and Shakti had a relationship, but it was at the end pretty much devastated simply because of how Shakti or the Sati ignored the fact that when Shiva said, even if you want to visit your father's yajna or yaga, he said, don't go. It's not wise to go when somebody did not invite us. But she wanted to go and she did go. Uh, he gave one last guidance. Shiva just gently told her that, okay, even if you want to go, that's up to you. But please don't react. Don't take anything personal. And she was like, yeah, yeah. And then she left. So after some time, all the rishis, all the saints who were also invited, except for Shiva, they all returned back. And Shiva asked, where is Sati? So everyone were like pin drops. They were all scared to death. Like, if I tell something, I'm so dead. So no one opened their mouth. Everyone was so quiet. And I think one of the rishis, Shiva just called him in the front and he just put his thumb on the forehead and he saw everything that has happened in that place. Like how Sati fought with his father, how she reacted, and how she burned herself and all that. It made Shiva so damn furious that he did Shiv Tandava. The first thing that he did was to let his emotions just dance on, just play on. He did not take those emotions or bottle it up and then made a reaction out of it. So it's not that when a man experiences these deep emotions that they have to stay still. That is stupid. Nobody does that. And if you're doing that, it's emasculation, not manly. You have to be in flow with your inner Shakti. That is your emotion. I call emotion as energy in motion. So it has to be in motion, but what kind of motion is the choice that a man can make without losing his ability to think? So, in a contrast, man has this power, this innate ability to always, despite the circumstance, he can always contain that emotional state and see through things. He's not easily distracted even when he's extremely emotional. But in today's generation and time, we see men losing their shit left and right. And it has everything to do with how the society and the women in general are emasculating the man. It's like they want him to solve, they want him to support her dreams and all that. It all sounds nice and cute, but the support is something that comes from nurturing. A man doesn't nurture. He just stays there. He's always there to protect you. He's always there to guide you. That's his way of showing care. But a woman or a feminine is the one that shall always support. Now, this has nothing to do with a man doesn't support. The way man supports is even more gentle. It's mostly in his gestures. But the way woman supports would be more work, of course, with her gestures, the way she's supporting a man with his daily duties and all that. But you can't stick up your duty and put that to a man and expect him to be masculine. Then he can't lead. Because I supported my girlfriend a lot when she wanted to do the job and all. I found myself so happy in doing that. But I did it in a very gentle way. I didn't say, you're the best, you can do this all the time. When she was not the best, I had the guts to tell, you're not. Because I want her to improve. That's the way man shows care. Not in a rude way, but still gentle, but in a way that can, where he can provide the space for her to react if she has to react, and also tell the truth. So even when she blows up or takes it to her ego, is like, how can you say this? How can you say I'm not the best? You're supposed to be loving me and all that. But the thing is, the way man loves is he always wants you to take to your best level gently, not by force, not by control. Definitely not by control. If a man is controlling a woman, he's already emasculated. He cannot provide that space for his own emotions. When he can't do that, he will expect that from the girl or the woman. And a man shall be the space for the Shakti to dance with her emotions, however she wants. Yeah, so in meditation, we see this often, like how the guru guides us to just observe or focus or look down here, there, internally, and all that. That is nothing but guidance. It's the masculine guidance. If you're just sitting in meditation and if you have no masculine guidance or the man guiding, see, I'm not talking about here only a man should guide. I'm just saying guidance is equal to masculinity. Yeah. So we both men and women have this Shiva Shakti in them. It's just the ratios are a little different. If a man is having, let's say, 60% of masculinity and 40% of femininity, a woman has opposite. That's all. But how do they bring it to 50-50 is the key. Because that's what Shiva and Parvati have done. When they were in the form of, it has nothing to do with gender. It has everything to do with energies. Yeah, I'm not talking about X and Y chromosome here. I'm talking about energies. So if a man goes beyond that, you know, 55% threshold, then for sure he will have this thing called male ego. And that thing, yeah, will come from a place of disconnection to his inner Shakti. When does we become egoistic? When we think we know so much, right? So the other day I was going through some process and I was just trying to understand where does the ego come from or where does it feel in our body. So it was exactly uh, in the energy form, it was like this. I could feel this entire region was so heavy. It was dense. And this is the region where we have something called Brahmarandra. And through there, we are connected to the consciousness or the intelligence or the Shiva, the space, right? So when a man is disconnected, he feels that everything and anything that's below this, like the body, the me, the things that I've done, the things that I own, he feels like I have achieved these things. I have authority over these things. So he wants to control things. And this happens even for the woman. When a woman becomes more masculine, you see her becoming more controlling towards the children, towards the husband. I can say this from my experience because my girlfriend tried to control me. So is the masculine part is the controlling one? Yeah, it's the disconnected masculine part. It's not even the masculine masculine. So controlling is I would say, I won't say it's good or bad. I would just say it's an inefficient way to get things done. So what can we do instead of controlling? We can only guide. That's what all gurus do. No guru gives you a command unless you really ask for it. So there is a balance. Only when you ask, they gave you. It's not like I want to make this person all right, all set, all heroic. No guru does it. So right? How do we ask a good question? How do we ask good question? We should really respect our feelings because when we sit with whatever is happening inside, the inner Shakti, how it's flowing, then the questions pop up, the right questions. Because when you have a lot inside, and you just want to have quick answers, you will ask all the questions for which the answers are obvious even to you if you actually sit and think. And people don't have that thinking time, like Guruji said. They're like, let me Google it. Let me watch this podcast or let me watch this video. So they keep scrolling. The more you scroll, the more information you're getting. You're burdening yourself with lot of knowledge, as in lot of Shakti, and the masculine is sleeping. He's the one who actually answers your questions. You're not even asking your inner masculine. So you'll end up looking like somebody who's just trying to dig holes in earth to find nothing actually. They just feel pleasure in digging more knowledge. And their egos feel like, oh, now I know so much. So even to ask good questions, one need to actually sit with themselves. That's what Guruji told me when I was asking him some questions. It was like, ask me something that's related to your career, something to do with aura vision. I just told him that Guruji, every question that I'm asking is connected for me. Like my brain works like this. This question, this answer will give me connection to something that I'm seeking. So when I said that, then he was like, oh, okay. But if I'm just uh, taking the advantage of Guruji just because he's replying to me, I'm just bombarding him with questions and I'm doing nothing out of it, then it's a waste of knowledge, it's waste of time. So when he just told me to have thinking time, I actually started writing book. I was making notes on the whiteboard and I was connecting the dots. I got many answers. The answers which is within you. Yeah, the answers which are within me. So when we talk about a masculine energy supporting a feminine energy, here we are talking about a man physically supporting a woman. So when it comes to that support, when man and woman are collaborating to come up with a new situation or new reality or a new goal to work together, how can they do this together? What kind of characteristic they should have? When they have a mutual goal. Yeah. How do they recognize that they have mutual goal and they want to work together? How do they invite each other in this frame or in this space? Goal is something one has to set, and set the they goal. Both to know should what feel that, yeah, they both should have the same or similar moralities. That is only possible when they have the same vision. I would say ultimately my vision would be to create a kind of relationship where both man and woman relate consciously with each other, where the man always can provide that space and guidance to the woman, uh, while also respecting her feelings to flow. And while woman has to respect the man's guidance without feeling that I already know so much, only then there will be a symbiotic relationship. Only then they can come to agreements more often. If not, if the woman feels like I already know this, nobody can do anything. Or if the man feels like a sense of contempt over the woman because she looks so naive, then also nobody can do anything. Only disagreements will happen. So how do we create this balance? It's just by having the intention and work together and understanding what is our let's say our specialty, what we actually can do, what we do best. When you say consciously choose a vision or a goal together, what do you mean by that? So when I say consciousness, I don't mean awareness. Okay. Awareness is like the door towards consciousness. Imagine you're inside this huge sphere and there is a lot of balloons floating over. Okay. Now you want to now consider each of this balloon as a memory. It holds some key to something that you want. When you are aware, you're simply just seeing that there are so many balloons. Okay. That's it. That's the limitation of awareness. You just know that there are things over here in this space. But when you're conscious, you can see the balloons, color of the balloons, the length of the string that a balloon has, what could be inside that balloon, how much air is inside that balloon, the size of the balloon, and overall the fact that you and the balloon are inside a sphere. Your senses are definitely very much heightened. You can sense very subtle things just at a glance, and also you know innately that you're in a sphere, and that's coming from a state of dream. What is Because state of dream? State of dream is the swapna. We have four states of consciousness, right? The first one is Jagrat. Jagrat is nothing but state of awaken, like this, or awaken. And then Swapna, it's the state of dream where you can see and feel things. And the third one is, if I'm not wrong, it's Sushupti, where you have both of these things combined, where you're in a state of in between awakening and dream. So just imagine the heightened senses, the power of heightened senses. Your sensibilities are out of this world. So when you can sense till this much, it is your Jagrat. When you can sense something even beyond this, and you're still inside a sphere, it's a dream. When you can sense even beyond that sphere, then it is Sushakti. And this is also the hidden meaning behind Om. Okay. Wow. That's and the quite last, yeah, and the last state is silence. You're just omnipresent. Like we say, right? God is everywhere. That's the state, the fourth state of consciousness. Going back about symbiotic collaboration, a man and woman working together, what can you tell us about Shiv Shakti's journey doing this as a couple or as two energy becoming one? Can you tell us their stories? Yeah, so Shiva Shakti, we are supposed to look at them as energy itself, like the yin and yang. They are everywhere because let's take electricity. If electricity or electrons are representing Shakti, then the copper wire is the Shiva. It's just there. And when there is something, a channel, Shakti can flow. Likewise, when you have a vision, Shakti can sway around. She can have multiple thoughts, many different ideas. Let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. She can explore however she wants. But only when she holds respect for the channel, that is the masculine, taking his guidance, then all her energy will flow in one direction. Every drop of her energy will be utilized, and the outcome would be something really satisfying and amazing, because ultimately you're reaching your vision, your goals, your target. And that's only possible when your Shakti, be it your thoughts, your work that you're doing, is being led towards that goal. And only a man can do that, because a man have that innate stability within him. His Virya is all about setting that direction, being that channel. And if he doesn't exist, women can still thrive, but they'll feel exhausted because they have to flow also, they have to channelize them as well. It's just too much work. That's why you see a lot of high achieving women are having these burnouts. So can we, since we have both the divine feminine and masculine within us, whether we are a male vessel or female vessel, can you share how there is a tactic that we can rely the divine masculine and feminine energy within us? Let's say if I don't have a male partner who I can rely to, just living my life and studying, and I'm alone. So how can I, as a container that has these two energies, can bring this energy out at the right moment? Let's say I want to make a decision and I'm emotional. How can I channel the Shiva's energy, the masculine energy within me to make that decision? So, if it's a student, if it is someone who is around 20 or below 20, I would say just don't be bothered about all of these concepts, be however you want. Because once you explore and then explode, then you will automatically come to an alignment. You're like, okay, this is the path, something that's taking me nowhere, right? So that's how you try something, you fail, and then you learn. But for someone who is about 25 and still trying to figure out, I want them to feel whatever the emotions that are happening to them all the time. The moment you're doing that, you're in your Shiva. There's no so called inner work to enable this. There are only tools to calm down your overwhelming thoughts, just to ground them. So when you can ground them, you can see your feelings just the way they are. How do we ground them? You just have to imagine that all your thoughts are like balloons floating in your head, and you just need to find something so heavy that can weigh those balloons down just by attaching that string to that rock or that weight. And that weight is always down there, and let the balloons just flow. And now you get to pick whichever balloon of thought or memory or feeling that you want to pick. It's just when they are colliding with each other, when they're floating randomly. You don't know which emotion to pick. You don't know which memory to stick with and process. Everyone that are trying to heal today are trying to heal while it's already so chaotic. They're not even grounding first. It's like a balloon is just floating and you're trying to run behind it, jump behind it, do some heavy breath work or workout, something, whatever. Try to finally catch that balloon. Now you're like, okay, let me feel this thought. Let me feel this memory. You're already exhausted trying to catch that balloon. Half of your energy is gone. Now, what energy can you put in to be present with it? You'll feel irritated. You'll feel so stupid, right? And that's the reason people need to just simplify things. Just go on ground, spend some time in wet soil. That's what I do when I feel overwhelmed. That was great. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. Reach out to her there for more conversation about relationship. You'll find us the information in the description. And if you like to join a group of join a tribe that understand what is alignment instead of seeing it as a two different entity, join us on symbiotic tribe. These are the kind of conversation that we're going to have together. See you on the inside.